welcome back. This is episode 12 of Sanctum Stitching, where modern meets vintage. I'm Fawn.
I'm Marianne.
And we are so pumped to be back once again. I know I say that every single week, but it's on. It's Sunday morning, I wake up and I rush to my coffee, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta get ready. And I get ready really quick, and then as soon as we start filming, I feel like both of us just sort of like de-stress, and we're like, oh, we're here, our stuff is gathered finally.
Yes.
We're ready to go. So it seems that every week we sort of flip-flop on which person is rushed that morning.
Right.
And right. I know just as soon as we start filming, we're just sort of, we're good. We got this.
We've got it. We're done. We're good.
Exactly. Yeah. So Marianne, what are you celebrating this week?
Well, our landscaper was able to come and cut away some of the hedge, which it looks a little funny, but we were going to get our generator next week, but then they decided it might be too hot, or this week. It was supposed to come this Wednesday, but it's going to be really warm on Wednesday, and they were going to have to be working in the attic. So it's coming next week. But the landscaper came by on Friday and whacked down a lot of the hedge on the side of the house so that they can get it past the air conditioner. So I'm glad with how nice it looks, and I don't have to fall back there anymore. So I'm happy with that. Yeah. Yes.
Come next week, because I know it's supposed to be really hot again.
I know. We'll see if it happens or not. I really feel bad. I don't want them up in our attic for too long a time. If it's, really hot outside, I don't need somebody passing out upstairs or falling down the pull down stairs or something. So it's, it's something we bought it. We haven't paid for it yet because we're going to pay for it once it's in, but we've got it. So I'm just hoping that by Wednesday of next week, it's a little bit cooler, just a little bit.
Yeah. And it's not, that's their job. So they know how to manage their bodies.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I am celebrating that the kitten now has a new home. It was a really tough decision for Sean and I. Not gonna lie, we both got there and sobbed, and we left and we sat outside the gate and sobbed, and came home and sobbed. It was really hard, but it wasn't the right decision for us to keep him. And we have this little joke going now that if anybody plays video games, they'll kind of get it, that we were the cat's tutorial. And so we sort of taught it how to not be under a tree and to sort of be in a home life and meet another kitty. And now he's on his main quest. So if you play a video game, then that might be kind of amusing too.
He'll do fine, especially with the one that's near his age. That will help him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. He's going to be in a house with other kittens and a foster person that is much more able and has done this a bunch. So they know exactly how to treat him. And we also found out that kitten is probably only 4 weeks old, where we were told it was 5-6 weeks old. And so it was really hard, but it's going to be good. And on that note, we should move into stitching.
Right. Good.
Do you have any WIPs this week?
I do. This is the original, and I didn't clip it. Doggone. Jill's going to fuss at me. This is the original, Frank Lloyd Wright design that I worked on many, many, many years ago. This is the one you've heard me talk about that I got down to the bottom and things didn't match up.
Oh, my God.
See that all right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
We'll put a picture at the end.
Yeah, I'll put it on. I'll take a picture. I bought this fabric. I found the receipt. It was from 2003.
Oh,
so I'm
God.
thinking this is almost the vintage this morning. I bought another piece of fabric, started over, and here's all the great, charting out, you might say.
Making
and
sure.
Then I have been stitching. I finished up the stitching in this area last night. Can you see that all right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I decided to try these sides here, the sides right here. This side's done with 2 strands of floss. I thought I would try doing just 1 strand on these and see how it turned out.
Mhm.
And I kind of like how it looks. It's not as thick, you might say. So Anne, who's in our guild, suggested if I don't want to rip out all the part that has the two, just make sure I make them match on the sides, do the two, and that way it'll look like a better border. But I got this all finished up last night. This little, it's not much, but it's better than it was.
Nice.
So
It kind of looks like a shutter, like a house shutter.
it's a window. It's one of those windows in Frank Lloyd Wright's houses. It's, I had here's the picture. Here's the pattern. Here's what it'll look like.
Oh, gotcha.
And you see that okay?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's what I had done. And I started finishing one of the lines down the side, right in here, coming down, and it didn't work right.
Oh, that's so weird.
Nancy Wright will tell you, and you could hear her holler all the way across the botanical garden. So we're trying again.
Nice. I think that's really done.
I've got the name of it. I don't think it's in print. I mean, we bought it. We were in Chicago one holiday season, and it's the Tree of Life window that's in the Darwin Martin house in Buffalo, New York. So there you go.
Nice.
I will also put that with the information for you.
Perfect.
Okay. I'm getting better at this. And I did stitch just a little bit on one of the leaves on I got the cardinals out again. So I got a little bit stitched, but it's not enough to really worry about right now. We'll look at it another day.
Oh.
I'm sorry, sweetie. I couldn't hear you. What?
I said you've been busy on the Frank piece, so we'll give you a pass.
Thanks. Appreciate that. Thank you.
I worked on 3 different things this week because I felt really bad last week that with the kitten I didn't work on anything. Or basically nothing. So I really busted through this week to make sure I had some stuff for you. So the first one is the Grimm's Fairytale, and I worked on the June piece and finished that. So I'm finally caught up. And so June was the Upon a Time.
Pretty. I love the colors in that.
Yeah, I like mice so much. I think they're really cute.
Yeah.
So then here's the whole piece, so you can kind of see it's really,
wow.
We're more than halfway. We're getting there.
So I have something to look forward to as I'm working on this. Yeah.
Okay. So then I worked on July, and I didn't quite finish because I felt like I wasn't stitching to stitch anymore this week, and I was stitching to get a whole bunch of stuff done and move on. So I'm trying to slow down again, get back into enjoying the process and not trying to get a product just for our channel. So I started working on July.
Okay.
Which is the story of the man and his wife, where I hadn't really heard about this one, but basically this fisherman goes and he catches a prince, which is the fish. And when he catches that fish, he finds out it's a prince, releases him, and then he tells his wife, and she was like, oh, no, that guy is magic. You have to go back and say that we want to live in a house. So he goes back and he tells him he wants to live in a house, and so the fish grants that. But then the wife sort of gets too invested and is constantly sending the man back to go and ask for more. And so eventually she's like, I want to control the sun and the moon. And the fish is like, no, you're not going to do that. And puts her back in the original shack.
It's called She Got Greedy.
Yep. So it's a different story. I wasn't expecting that one.
Mm-hmm.
And I know online, I was reading some comments that people aren't very happy with the woman too much because her throne is so big, and the fish, the cat's coming. The fish is right that throne.
Oh, okay. The fish is little. Well, hey there, Wally.
Ollie.
Hey, pretty boy. Look at him.
I'm in my new spot, and it's right where he wants to sit.
Well, of course. I like your new spot. It looks nice.
Yeah, it's more
It works.
comfortable there, so maybe we'll be over here now.
Okay.
But yeah, so people, they don't seem to like how big this is, but I think it's okay because it just shows like how much greed she had, where she wouldn't want to be in a tiny throne. She wants to be in a giant throne. So I'm almost done with that. I have to finish. There's a rock down here, a little bit of water, and then I think 3 or 4 letters that go right here.
Okay.
Too much. We'll definitely have this finished before the August pattern comes out. So that makes me feel better. Be back on track. Then I worked on a canvas piece because I felt like lately I had only been working on cross stitching, which is totally fine, but I wanted to make sure I'm sort of showing both sides of the work that I do. And so I was working on this floral quilt series called Pansies and Ribbons from Nancy's Needle.
Mm-hmm.
And here is where I am.
Wow, you're almost through.
I know, I got a lot. So last time I showed it to you, I only had this blue square done, and I have part of the purple. And so I've done over an inch of surrounding border, which has been really cool. This is the top of this square, and now I start filling out this way, and then there'll be like a border. So
okay.
yeah, so we're almost done, but I figured I got a good chunk done, so I felt good about it. And
you know, that looks good just there even.
yeah,
that
exactly.
piece just on its own would be a pretty coaster. Well, not a coaster, it's bigger than a coaster, but I mean, even just that is a pretty piece.
Yeah,
if somebody just wanted to do that. Yeah.
This one's going to get really big once you start.
No.
But I liked it a lot. I did, once again, start to feel like I was rushing through it just to get something done. So that means it's time to put this away for a little while, and then it'll be fun again.
Right.
And then I have a new start. Did you have a new start this week?
No, I've got all the stuff far starts, but I don't have a new start.
Perfect.
I didn't start some. I've been busy with creating Facebook pages and getting the news up about our show. I'll talk about that later. So I feel like I'm working again.
I definitely felt like I was working again too when I was getting that Instagram set up and we're coming in.
It's done out of love and care, but you know, it takes a little bit, especially when you're not used to doing it all the time.
Yeah, it just seemed like for me everything came in at once, and so I was like, oh, okay.
Yep. Okay, do this now. Well, show us what your new piece is then.
Yeah, so my new piece, I finally got to the Sabrina pattern on the fabric that I want to use. So I guess it's a restart, but I'm going to just count it as a new start because I didn't get very far in the last one. So this is 2/2 on 28 count, picture this plus cauldron. And I finished the first pattern.
Whoa, okay.
Spellman Mortuary. It has Sabrina and Salem. It's got a bunch of half stitches and French knots and straight stitches. So I'm really glad that I'm doing it 2/2 because before I was doing 1/1 on the other piece, and that just with the half stitches that I didn't realize were going to be there, that just wouldn't have worked. But I started this last night, finished it last night, and yeah, we put on a couple movies and we just sat there. Sean's working away on his owl, and here I am with this. So I have to finish the frame still, but I'm going to count this as sort of done because the whole inside is done.
Very nice. Very nice.
So then I got the second one. The second frame was released yesterday. And so that is going to be Aunt Hilda and Champa, which is this little guy. And so here's an example of what the frames look like.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. There's a lot of colors in that one piece. So that's going to be a lot of switching, but maybe that'll make it go faster because it's only a couple stitches of each.
Yeah.
So, but I'm not allowed to start this until I finish the frame around the other one.
Oh, is that your rule?
I will, because if I just keep doing these, I'll never put the frames in. So
Oh, okay. Okay. I hear you.
I don't want to stitch that frame. But it'll be fine.
Well, yeah, and when you showed me the piece of how it looks with the frames, or when I looked at it, because I joined the group, but just to see what it was, it's interesting, the shapes and the sizes of them and things like that. So yeah.
I think it'll be much better with the frames.
Yeah.
It's just how it goes. It gets really tedious to just do a straight board. You don't want to miss the count up and.
Yeah, tell me about it. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah. So anyway, that's all I worked on this week. You said you had a lot of haul, right?
Well, I do. Yes, I got some more towels. These are the ones that I had. They were out of. Oh, I'm sorry. Here, I forget. You only see part of it. I just think this is one of the cutest ones with the flowers.
Oh, I like
the bottom there. So I want to stitch. I mean, Lily really needs a big towel. You know, she's not even 4 yet, but I just thought these were cute. And when I first ordered them, they were out of stock. So when I saw they were back in stock, I thought, okay. So I got some more flowers, but these are more like down in the corner.
Oh, okay. That's a lot more intricate.
Yeah. So I thought, well, okay. So I got, and then there's another one that's got a butterfly.
Oh, that's.
So I got, those came. And then my fabric came for, this is the fabric again that you're using too for my Cloudsfactory for the Grimm's Fairy Tales.
That looks like a big piece.
It's a 17 by 25.
Wow.
But I looked at and this is, I went on and bought the Ada this time. I thought I'd try it with the Ada instead of the linen. So
Yeah,
every now
to stitch up.
It should go a little quicker, I hope. But anyway, and it feels, it's got a nice feel to it. It's not too stiff or anything.
Nice.
And 1, 2, 3 stitch came through again. I mean, they had it when what is the name of the group that does the one, Picture Me Plus? No.
Did this plus.
Yeah, they were out. So, because a lot of people, I don't know if, I'm sure everybody in the, cross stitch and needlework, they've noticed it's been very difficult for people to get Ada to dye and stuff. The guys on Married with Stitches said they finally got a big shipment in. 2 or 3 of the group of the stores that you can do online have said we don't have it yet, and then it's because it's got to come all the way from Germany. So coronavirus is affecting a lot of different things. And then I got the flosses too, and I just thought some of these, I just thought some of these were really pretty. So,
yeah.
Well, there you go. Now you can see them all.
Yeah, the classic color works that they choose are really, really nice.
Yes. So that, and then a friend of mine had said, she said, oh, I was looking, she's got her son set up on her iPad for her all these magazines, and you can get them through the public library too. You can look at them and such. And she had looked at some British ones and saw some books on embroidery. So she mentioned the Jane Austen embroidery book to me. So I decided I would buy it. It's a paperback. It's a heavy cover that way, but it's got some it tells you a little bit about, Jane Austen, embroidery in Jane Austen's Britain. And then it has several designs there on the back here. Wait a minute, that's hard to see. Maybe I like the purse on the front. Let's go with that one. We'll go with that. They also have they also mention how, you know, they show you how to finish the different things. And it's just a nice little book. And it came right away. Here's the purse on it in a picture too. But it shows up much better. Shows up much better on the front of the book.
Yeah.
So it's basically embroidery. So I thought that would be fun. And I got a new Inspirations magazine the other day too. So I've got to sit down and look at that. So that's my haul, one might say. And now I've got to get some more things together because I had bought the Susan B. sampler recently, and I started kidding that. I'm sorry, you want me to talk? Oh yeah, we're doing an SAL, y'all, a SAL. We're going to have a stitch along on the Susan B. sampler that's designed by StoneStreetStitch Works. They're on Etsy. You can download the pattern. I think it's it's only $8 or $9, something like that. It's not real expensive. Watch out, they've got some other beautiful samplers on there too. I bought the Librarian's House. That's where the 19 keeps sticking in my mind because I bought two. so it's $8 and something for the pattern. And if you go out to Facebook to groups, you'll see Susan B. Sampler at SAL, and that's our group. We've got 8 of us so far that are doing it. My friend Heather here that's commented on our Flosstube. Hey, Heather. She suggested it. And so I said, well, I'll do it with you. And I said, I can set up the Facebook page if you like. And she said, oh, good. You go for that part. So that's what I did yesterday. And so we're excited about that. We've got people that are in our guild that are doing it, and people who have been in our guild, or like my niece decided she would try it, and she's not stitched on linen before, but she's going to try it on the linen. So if you're interested at all, go out to Facebook and sign in, and we'll say, okay. We'll put the information, Fawn will be nice and put the information down below for you. And then I also worked this week on our Needle Arts Guild. We are no longer, I'm our show chair for this year, and we're not going to be having our in-person show, but we're going to do a virtual show. So we're inviting guild members and people from outside. If you're interested in submitting a piece, we need a photograph, and you go out to the Needle Arts Guild of Toledo site on Facebook, not our group page, but our other page, and you'll see all the information. And we've got an email that you can send it to. Send us your information as well. I'll put up something else on there too. I don't know that I got the right email address up there. You can go to there's a link for our website. That's what it is. Go to our website, and then there's all this information about the show. I'm not sure that they've gotten all of the new information up, but that's where you can find out what you need to do. So we're going to be virtual, and Fawn set us up an Instagram page so we can show a few pictures there. And we're just looking forward to moving along with virtual get-togethers and stuff. So that's why I feel like I've been working this week. I've been dealing with all of that.
Yeah, it's definitely been a lot. The stitch along isn't quite my style, but I am really excited to watch everybody else do it.
That's fine. We're glad to have people just drop into, because I've been watching them on their Sabrina, and I also was watching Cloudsfactory some, and I decided, well, I guess I better do this one. She twisted her arm, you know.
Yeah,
real hard.
In the Cloudsfactory, there's a group for the giant Harry Potter banner, and I've been watching that for almost a year now, and it's just like, oh, I gotta do it.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
And then I got added to a Canvas group on Facebook, and it's Patchwork of Peace, I think is the name of it. It's an American flag, and there's like a 10 by 10 square across the flag, and there's like 243 different stitch types and designs, and some are in blue, some are in red, some are in white, and Oh man.
Well, plus, you know, you and we're in the Walking the Water's Edge group, where we did that design, and I signed up for Linen and Threads mystery sampler thing, and I've been enjoying just looking at what people have done, because they're unique. They're got a good idea. I mean, you can go back to the first one they did and just do that one if you want to, and watch everybody else do the current one. So I was surprised how many groups I've signed up for. I think I've got 20 something up there.
I know. Keep showing up, like suggested for you. I'm like, oh,
Right.
I like funny. Let's join.
Yeah, well, and y'all have seen some of my blackbird designs, and there's a group specially for people that like blackbird designs. And I don't know, I excuse the dust around my house. I'm just not getting much else done. The dogs get fed, Fritzy gets fed, Joe gets fed. He does the cooking. But it's interesting, you can sit there for an hour or more before you know it. You've had fun either watching a floss tube, such as ours, of course, or getting caught up in just looking at all the different work people are doing. And it's, as I've said before, this is wonderful. We're dealing with people from all around the world. And we're so excited to have members in just the SAL that are from Canada, from here, from all around, and not just from Toledo. So
yeah, on Instagram, I've been following a lot of Ukrainian and Russian designers.
Yes.
And just people that are stitching, and their embroidery is amazing. Like some of the most intricate things I've ever seen. And every time, like, I can't remember the name of it, but there's this one person, and every single post that she makes, I immediately jump on it. I'm like, I love this so much.
Yeah.
Every single, like, she never fails.
Well, and then for me, there's the knitting groups too. So I've learned to save posts. I've got shawls, needlework, just, it's okay. There's just not enough time in the day.
Not at all. Yeah, I was watching Flosstube this week. I think it was Stitches and Stuff, and the mom-daughter duo, and we've mentioned them before on here.
Right.
And they have this tool, and of course I can't remember the name of it, but basically you take fabric or yarn and you thread it across the top, and I think you twist it, and it like makes this rope that comes out. Well, thanks. Now I need another hobby.
It's the cording. It makes the cording for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one of those. You hook it on, if you can put a hook in your wall, or else have Sean hold it for you. Then you hook the thread to the other and you just twist it.
Yeah.
And it'll make a cord for you. Yeah. I've got one of those too. I'll have to show it to you sometime.
Yeah, we'll see if I like that hobby or not.
Right. Well, they use it for finishing around some of the pieces you would do, like some of your little stand-ups. You might want to put cording around it, or like if you make a box sort of thing. The other thing is, Maria reminded me one day, or you could just go buy a lot of different cord and have it on hand.
Yeah, I think on the channel, I want to say her name is Sarah. If you're watching this and I just butchered her name, I'm so sorry. But I'm pretty sure it's Sarah. And she said she was going to make a rug out of it. And so it's been this sort of lifetime project that she's been doing.
Yeah.
And she's just planning to keep it going and then to make one of those spiral rugs that you just sort of stitch. I was like, oh, well, I guess now.
Well, and Georgia Girl Stitching's back. I saw her on Instagram. She's back, and I haven't had a chance to look at her newest floss tube, but she'll be down there in Auburn, all set up in her new abode. So we're glad she got her vacation in, got her place in Cincinnati cleared out, and that she's settling in. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should get back to it. So
yes, well, that's part of it, is thinking about other people too.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't really get that much this week, which is probably a relief for Sean and I. But one thing I did get was a surprise. So Anne sent me a beautiful card.
Oh, pretty.
So thank you, Anne. I was so surprised. And in it, she gave me the Mill Hill Holiday Ornaments 4, and it is beautiful little Christmas tree, and it's all about beads. And so she gave me the floss I would need, the perforated paper, and then she stitched this before, so she didn't have the beads, but I thought it was so cute because she gave me a sample of what the beads should look like.
Oh, good. She's so sweet that way. She is so sweet.
Oh my gosh, I'm so surprised. I got this card in the mail, and you know when you see an envelope, you're like, oh, that's not the shape of a bill. What could that be?
Right.
I opened it up, and I was like, Sean, like, you have to come look. I got something.
Yeah.
I was honestly so surprised, and thank you so much, Anne. I know you said that you watched this, so thanks for watching, and thank you so much for making my day. The other thing I got this week was free, and I've been, you know how much I like Canvas, so I've really started to explore what other canvases there are besides From Nancy's Needle. And I came across Stitch Play Designs, and this is by Carol Lake and Michael Boren. And so it's stitchplay.com, and they had this free pattern.
Oh, okay.
Which you could see.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, it's a bunch of different stitches, but each stitch takes up a pretty good area. So I don't think this would take too long to do. And it's called Bali Hai. I think that's how you would say that. And it comes with 6 different colorways. So the original that I just showed is buttercream canvas with 4 different threads from the Karen collection.
Yeah.
And then 1 Kreinik, but then they have all the other ones. So one is the sort of a sunsetish color. Another one is Monsoon, which is a bunch of blues.
Yeah. Have you not heard that song, Bali Hai will call you anytime,
no, I've never heard that.
Any day. Bali Hai. It's all about some beautiful island that will take you away from all your everyday stress.
I like that.
With
now I like that even more.
Come with me. Yeah. Hey.
It also has the Nile Sundown colorway, which is kind of yellows and reds.
Yeah.
Forest Fire, which is pinks and greens. And then Williamsburg, which is sort of red, white, and blue. And of course, I can't pick which one I want.
Well, what's the one? What in the Bali Hai is the one on the front? Then, right? That's the color. I liked that one. I thought that was pretty. It looks like sunsets and such.
Yeah, I really like that one. And so it seems like each colorway, they recommend a different color canvas. So like one is lilac canvas, one's a blue canvas. The Nile one is Victorian red, and I looked up that canvas, and it is a bold red color.
Whoa.
So it's not just because there's so much here. With the stitches, like you'll have that, if you do the Nile one, you'll have that pop of red right there in the background.
Yeah. Cool.
So we'll see how many of these I do, because it looks like it looks fun to do those stitches. And
what size is it? What size? How many does it say? Like how many inches does it become or whatever?
Well, the whole canvas that you need is only 8 by 8.
Oh, well, that's good. That's doable. You could almost make a collage of them then.
Yeah.
That's not too bad.
No, it doesn't seem to say exactly how big it is, but I don't think it's.
Well, if the finished piece is 8 by 8, that's not too bad. 8 inches by 8 inches. That's
exactly. So, I was thinking these might make good gifts and something like that instead of stitching an ornament. If this is small. And I always like the Karen collection threads and flosses, and even though they can be kind of expensive, I feel like you'll be able to interuse them in multiple projects, because I don't think this will take up too much of any skein. So we'll see. I'm trying to get that kitted up too, but also trying not to spend a bunch of money. So we'll see.
Okay.
But that's all I have. So didn't spend any money this week, but will be spending money sooner than later.
Yeah.
Did you have any vintage?
This piece I showed y'all, I mean, since I've been working on it since the late 90s is when I first started it. So because we bought this house in 1999 and we haven't been to Chicago since we bought this house. So I bought the pattern sometime between 1994 probably and 1998. So I would say that's vintage almost right there.
Well, vintage is what, 20 years?
Yes, yes.
So that would definitely count.
Yeah. So there we go. That's about as vintage as I'm getting today, besides me. You know, I'm y'all's vintage. What can I say?
Yeah, on our Instagram, I posted a vintage purse from my mom that she found in her heirlooms. We don't know who stitched it, but if you are interested, maybe I'll remember to put a picture at the end. If not, venture over to our Instagram.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an account to view Instagram, but if you wanted to comment or anything, you would need one. And when I see her and we actually get together in person, maybe I'll be able to actually show it on here and not just a picture. Yes. She's been getting excited. She's been getting excited and finding things and just sending me photos. She's like, "Oh, you could post this on Instagram."
Oh, good.
I'm like,
well,
yes.
Between your parents, we're all set.
Yeah, I was like, thank you for giving me content.
Well, that's good. That's good. That
it
shows they're caring about us. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. So I think that's all we have for you this week. If you're interested in the Susan sampler, definitely go follow us on Instagram. I'll put a photo of that at the end just to remind you what it looks like. I think you said we're starting August 18th.
August 18th is when we plan to start it. Susan B. Sampler on Facebook is where you can join to be part of our little group. I think I may try and get a little bit started beforehand just to show people this isn't too difficult or anything, but we can answer questions on there or something if you have any concerns. And then if you look forward to our virtual show from the Needle Arts Guild in late September. Fawn and I are going to be looking at the photos and deciding. We already have 2 photos to put in there from one of our members that she does beading. So we got 2 of those. So we're already getting ready for that.
Yeah. So it's not just guild members that can enter our show.
Right. It's anybody.
So if you're interested and you want us to showcase your work as well, just follow the information below, check out our website, and we would love to showcase you. So on that note, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. We hope to hear from you soon. We love your comments, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.